in listen-only mode.
Hello everyone, and welcome to QQEvolution's webinar. My name is Liz Rodriguez, and today we'll be covering how to set up your commissions for both your agency, producer, and MGA or brokers. We'll also look at how to create and apply rules in QQEvolution, how to reconcile your commissions for both your agency and producers, and lastly, how to review and edit commissions right in the policy screen. Before we begin, if you're new to our webinar, on the right-hand side of your monitor, you should be able to see a webinar panel. Now, within that panel, you have a section where you can type in any questions you may have during the course of this webinar. We do have someone that is going to answer your questions as we move along in the webinar. So please feel free to type in any questions you may have. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. And the first thing we're going to look at is how to set up your commissions in the utilities sections for your agency. Now the area that you would need to go to do this is the insurance company section in the pop-up boxes. Now this section, you'll have to enter any insurance company that your agency is currently doing business with. And this is a section where you would also create your commission structure for your agency. All you would need to do is go to that company, double-click either on the insurance company name, or if you look on the toolbar, there's a section here for commissions. You can view them in a chart or for this company specifically. So we'll go ahead directly into this company, and you'll see that you'll have this commission structure box that is specific for whatever company you decided to begin to enter the commissions on. You'll see the company name all the way here at the very top of the box. You could also enter a broker ID number. You'll see your NAIC code here. The line of business is where you'll start to enter this information. You would choose your line of business that you write with this specific insurance company. So if you have several lines of business that you write, let's say if with this particular company you write auto, home, commercial auto, you would need to set up a commission structure for each one of those lines of business. So go ahead, what we do is just indicate which line of business you currently write. Select the coverage type. Of course, if the coverage type is the same or the percentage is the same for all coverage types that you write under this particular line of business, just leave the selection at all. Or if it's different depending on the various coverage type that you're currently writing for this line of business, then you would need to enter, or you would need to select that particular coverage type individually and set up the commission percentages individually. Okay, we'll leave ours for this example on all. Premium sent, this is very important that you complete. This indicates exactly how your commissions are paid to your agency. A lot of times we bypass this section so that when you go to reconcile you really can't find your commissions. Well, the reason is majority of times the net premium is left selected, and what that does is by setting it net, it indicates that the premium is sent to the company less your commission, so there is nothing to be reconciled. If that's not the case, then what you would need to do is indicate whether it's gross, which means that the insurance company pays your agency a commission once a month, or monthly, where your commissions are paid on a monthly basis. Go ahead and indicate that. And then the next step is to select or enter the percentages that you currently receive from this particular insurance company. So depending on what type of commission structure you have with this company, you can indicate it here in this section. So for example, on new business with this company, maybe I get a 15% commission. I can enter that. Once I hit my tab key on my keyboard, it'll pre-fill both areas with new business and renewal with that same information. I can also edit this information if it's not correct. For instance, if on a 6-month policy maybe I get 10% commission and there's no 3-month policy or monthly policy, on renewals I may get only 7 and maybe I get 5% commission. I can also enter that information and edit it. Now when it comes to new policy fees, I would enter any new policy fees that this insurance company charges directly on their policies. So I can go ahead and again enter that information here, hit my tab key and change it depending on the type of business, whether it's new business or maybe they don't charge a renewal policy fee. I can also edit that and just eliminate that amount on renewal policies. The next area that we're going to look at are company fees configuration, and that's where I have the option for my agency to automatically add any fees, any company fees or taxes that the insurance companies apply directly to that policy for this particular line of business. So I can go ahead and choose which policy fee I need to add. So I have one already selected here. Maybe I want to add a couple of more. I can also do that. And please keep in mind this is specific to this line of business. We can go ahead and add one more here. And there we are. So now we have created company fees for this particular insurance company. Once I'm done, I can simply close out of this section. My next step is to look at my other lines of business that I write with this company. For example, if I write a homeowners line of business, then I can go to that area, select that line of business. Again, if I have different commission percentages that are paid depending on the coverage type, then I can individually enter or create my commission, my agency commissions depending on that coverage type. Otherwise, I can just leave it at all. Okay. My next step again is to select how are my commissions paid by this agency, whether it's net, gross, or monthly. So we'll say gross on this one also. Actually, we'll go ahead and leave this at net, and that way we can I can show you exactly when we go into the policy how that appears and how that looks. Okay. The information that I need to enter now are the commission amounts. So maybe I get 20% commission on this, and I can go ahead and select and enter that information, edit it any way I need to. Again, I can enter a policy fee. Maybe this is the same, $10, and we won't enter anything in renewals. And my company fee, I'll have to go in and edit this information, or I can add additional fees that are here. Click on OK. So now I've added my company fees, and I would just continue to the next line of business. So if I say, for example, I have a commercial auto policy that I write, that line of business, but that I can also set that up. Now the way I have this set up under commercial auto is by tiers, and what that means is that I have the choice. Let's say if I have an insurance company that pays my commission depending on the premium amount, I can set up my commissions to be paid on tiers. So anything, let's say any premiums from $1 amount all the way to a maximum of $2,000, I can set up a commission for that. Maybe it's paid on a 10%. When it comes to any premiums that are let's say written between $2,000 to a maximum of $5,000, I have a 20% commission. But let's say I wanted to add an additional tier for this particular line of business, I can go ahead and do that, and let's say anything from $5,000 all the way up to $10,000, I can go ahead and create that tier and enter my percentage amount at maybe 30%. Again, I would set up any company fees that are applicable to this line of business for this particular insurance company. Once I'm done with this insurance company and setting up the commission structure, I can go ahead and click on OK. And now if I go back into that section, we can see that I have a commission structure set up for auto. I also have one for home, and I have one for commercial auto. So now I'm done with this company. I can close out of it, And now what I want to do is set up my commissions for my producer or my agent. If I do not see this section here, agent, CSR, producer, is where you would begin. Now you should see a list of all the agents or CSRs that are within that work within your agency. If you do not see that person's name, then you will need to add them. Just click on Add at the toolbar, add their name, and click on Add to List. Before you do that, if you are an agency with multiple offices, what you can do is select which office this person is going to be working out of. So if they're going to have access to all of your customer data for all of your offices, then leave it at all. Otherwise, select exactly which office this particular agent or CSR will be working with. Click on Add to List, and it will add it to your list in alphabetical order. Okay. Once you've done that and you've added them to this section, you can either double click on their name or go to Commission and view it in a chart. Either way, it looks the same. Now, if you notice, you do have certain names that are repeated twice. Typically, when you first add the producer name, you'll see their name repeated twice. One is for the actual agency commission that you'll need to set up, and the other line is for any agency fees that this agent or producer is eligible to receive commissions on. So you can set up a totally different commission structure for that agency, or agency fee, I should say. Again, in order to start setting up any agent commissions, what you would need to do is just highlight that producer or agent's name, double click on it, and you'll see the configuration box appear. You should be able to see the person's name here, the agent or producer's name. You can make this commission specific to one particular agency, an MGA or broker, company, line of business, etc. You can also choose to be specific as far as like business type. And what they mean by that is he receiving, or is this person receiving commissions on all types of business, whether they're new business, renewals, or rewrites. You can set up a commission structure for this particular agent or producer on new business only. If there's a different percentage that they're receiving on renewals, you can set it up for renewals also. So the first thing we'll need to do is, let's say we're going to select this particular commission on new business only. The next step is to determine what type of commission are they being calculated on. Is it the agency commission, or is it with the premium, insurance premium, and fees? Either one, just select which one this particular agent's commission will be calculated on. The next step is to determine what type of, or how these commissions are being calculated. Will it be on a flat rate basis, or will it be by percentage? If it's by percentage, just make sure that this area is highlighted. Enter your percentage amount. So let's say we give this person 50% on all new business written for all the agencies. Click on OK to save your changes. So now we have a commission structure set up for new business for this particular agent at 50%. Now, if I needed to add an additional one to for renewal business or maybe rewrites, I can do that. I can add as many as I want. I can select again my producer. I would need to go in and just select that producer's name. Make it as specific as I wanted to. Business type, I can choose now renewals, and I can also change the way it's calculated. I have it now calculated on agency commission. Maybe I want the renewals to be calculated on premium and fees. I can choose whichever one I need. If I want it to be on a flat rate basis, I can do that, or leave it at percentage. So we can do that also. So let's say we'll do 25% on renewal business. Click on OK. And now I have created a different commission structure for renewal business. So this producer has one line or one commission structure for renewal business and one for new business. Now I can continue adding as many of these commission lines for this agent or producer or anyone that receives commissions in my agency as long as I want. So I can make them as specific as I need to for that particular agent. Once you're done in this section, you can go ahead and click on Return to bring you back to the pop-up box area. Now the next section that we'll look at is how to create or how to enter your commission information for any MGA or brokers that you do business with through your agency. So that area we'll look at is all the way at the bottom where it says MGA broker. What you would need to do is go to that specific broker. If you do not have that broker listed in this section here, you will need to add them. So just click on Add on the top of the toolbar and add that particular broker's name or MGA's name. The next step is to assign an insurance company or insurance companies that this broker does business with. So I can assign as many insurance companies as I need to this broker. So I have LR Insurance already in there. Maybe they write through auto owners also. We can take a look at insurance company name. We'll just keep adding as many as I need to. Once you've associated the insurance company with this particular broker, you can now go in and create a commission structure for this broker. Just click on Close, double click on that insurance company name, and now as you can see we did have something set up, line of business on the insurance company side for our agency. We did have that set up, but because this is specific to this broker, it's not going to bring that information over, so you will need to enter that information. The way you would do that is exactly the same way as you did as we did it for the insurance company section. Just choose your line of business, select the coverage type, make sure you indicate how the premiums or how the agency commissions are paid to your agency, whether it's net, gross, or monthly, and then enter your commission percentages. Once you're done, just simply click on OK to save your changes. So let's go here and we'll just add just one real quick. We'll leave it at net and click on OK. So now if I come back to this section, it has been saved automatically for this specific broker. Okay. Rules. Now, rules are basically used when different portions of a policy's premium receives a different set of commission percentages. So the way you would create a rule within your for your agency commissions is you would go to Agency in the pop-up box section, click on Commissions, and view it in a chart. Any rules that you have created will be listed in this section. You can edit this information, you can delete a rule, you can also, of course, create new rules. Just click on New to create a new rule. And let's say, for example, you have a policy, or I like to pick on the youthful operator rule that receives a lower percentage or commission percentage than what your standard percentage rate would be. Then you can create a rule that would account for that. So we can create one called youthful operator. Again, I can make this as specific as I want to, maybe to one specific insurance company. So let's say if I want to make it specific to LR Insurance, this rule will only be available for this specific insurance company. I can go ahead and make it applicable only to new business, renewals, or rewrites. I can set it as a percentage or maybe a flat rate in this case. And then depending on what I choose under type, I would put in either the amount or the percentage amount. So let's say our standard is 15%, and if there's a youthful operator involved, maybe his portion of that policy premium is only subject to a 7% deductible, or not deductible, sorry, 7% commission. Then I can enter that amount there. I can even put a note as to say, let's say 16 youthful operator is anyone between 16 and 25 years old. Click on OK. So that basically tells me now this particular rule that I've created is only applicable for policies written through LR Insurance. I also have other rules that I've created here, and if I needed to edit that information, or if I needed to duplicate this information for another company as opposed to recreating everything all over again, I can also do that. Once I'm done, I can simply close out of this screen. Okay, so now I've set up my agent and producer commissions. I've set up my rules. I've set up my insurance company's commissions, and now it's time, and my MGA and broker's commission. So now it's time for me to go into QQEvolution and add them directly onto the policy. So we'll go ahead and just go into one account randomly, and here is my new customer, and I need to add their policy information. So I can go ahead and add a new policy, and what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add auto and the coverage type. I can go ahead and add that information. If there's an MGA involved, I can go ahead and select that MGA or broker. I can also now choose, let's say, the insurance company that this particular line of business is written through, and I'll choose LR Insurance. And we'll go ahead and fill in all this information very quickly so we can cover the commissions section. Okay, we'll enter the policy number, and we'll leave everything the way it is here. If I needed to change the policy period, I can do that. The binder date, effective dates, of course, I can do that on the fly. My next option here is to enter a base premium. Now please keep in mind, until I enter a base premium into a policy, I cannot, my commissions will not show up, and it would always be listed as a pending policy until I physically go in here and manually add the base premium, or if I'm get my information downloaded directly from the carrier, that information will be pre-filled for you. Once I do that, I can go ahead and enter that information here. So we'll put in 1400. Cancel out of that. Now it automatically defaults to the premium set, which is how my commissions are paid. So it tells me right here that my commissions are paid on a gross basis. Okay, it gives me a base premium here. My commissions are based on the information that I set in my defaults, and you can get that information here. So here's the commission breakdown section here that'll tell you exactly what amount is being calculated based on the information that you've entered in the base premium section, what percentage is being calculated, and how much total agency commission that is owed on this particular policy. Now once I've done that, my next step would be to add, I need to go back first and make sure that on my client screen I've added my agent. Here I've selected my agent, which is the agent of record. So we'll go ahead and add our new agent here. Going back to the policy, in order to have your producer's commissions calculated onto this policy, you will need to select that producer and add them to the producer section. Now by doing that, what you would need to do is just add agent as producer, and what that does is automatically pull the agent that is listed on the client screen in the client screen section onto this area here. So if I click on this, I can see it automatically pulls that agent information over here, and since I have my default set in utilities, it knows already that it's going to calculate 50% of the agency commission. Now the agency commission indicates here that it's $140. So 50% of that is what is being calculated for the producer's commission. And you can see that on the bottom here. So the total commission that is due for this producer is $70. Now on the right hand side of the screen, you'll see that if there were any agency fee commissions that were applicable to this particular, or if this particular producer or agent was is eligible for any agency fees that or any commissions on agency fees, you would see them in this section here on the right-hand side. Now let's say, for example, on this particular policy, this agent or producer is sharing his commission with another producer. Maybe they both worked on this account and they're both sharing their commission. So as a standard, this particular producer would normally get 50%, but since there's another producer or agent involved, now they have to share that that commission. So you can change the producer's commission information directly on here. You can put in whatever amount that would be applicable to this particular line or particular policy. So right now, let's say this is 25%. I can go ahead and adjust that, click on OK, and so now I've added my producer here in this or I should say my agent as a producer in this section. Now if I needed to add an additional agent that is sharing the commissions, I can also do that by clicking on Add Producer on the lower right-hand side. The same commission configuration box would show up for the producers, and I can choose any one here. I can choose from my drop-down selection. Okay, once I've made my choice and my selection, I can change this information also here, whether it's being calculated on the agency commission alone or is it calculated on the insurance premium plus fees. The percentage, I can also change that information for this particular agent or producer also. Once that's done, it recalculates the information, and there is my information now. Now we have two producers for this particular line of business. Okay. The most important part of this section is that you add a producer, because if you do not add a producer to this section, you won't be able to see that information when you go to reconcile or pay your producers that commission. Okay, so if we were now to go back to the policy section, and let's say we wanted to add an additional line, an additional policy. So we'll go ahead and add that. This time we're going to add the homeowners line of business for this particular company. Okay. Let's say property, no broker. We'll do LR insurance also. There it is. All right. Okay, and we'll go ahead and enter the premium amount. Okay, so as you can see, we have a commission information here. Now the premium sent, I purposely left it at net to show you. Now you'll be able to see the commission here at $700. Now we'll also see that the commission breakdown does show that it's calculating 20% commission, standard commission, on $3,500, which is the base premium, and this is the agency commission. Again, if I needed to add the producer as the agent in this section so that you can reconcile their commissions, I can go ahead and do that. I can just add that information directly here. Okay, once I'm done, if you look under company billing, this will indicate for this particular line of business or for this particular policy, there was a commission due of $500. Because I've left it at net and didn't change that to gross, which it should be, it shows that the commission due is $700, but also that the commission received automatically is the same amount. So it reconciles itself. Now if I were to get that commission statement a month from now and I go into my reconciliation area and I try to reconcile this, I won't be able to see this amount available because it's already reconciled. So I'll need to come back to the section, change the information in the customer's account, and then go back into my utilities and change it there. The next area that we're going to look at is actually reconciling your commissions for both the agency and the producer. So if we go to reports, the area that we're going to start with is commission reconciliation. Once you've highlighted that area, click on Open, and this is where you're going to reconcile your agency commissions. Okay, the way you do that is you select first your predefined dates, which means what are you reconciling? What dates are you reconciling? So if you're reconciling for the month of September or for November, you can go ahead and reconcile for this month. If you're reconciling for specific dates, then you would select specific dates and enter the exact dates that you want to reconcile, or do you want to search. So let's do this month. I can choose to reconcile for all of my agencies at one time or individually. I can choose to reconcile also by a specific broker or all of them in one section, or include all of them. I can also select a specific insurance company, or if I click on this box here on the left-hand side, I can choose to up to 5 insurance companies to reconcile at one time. Okay, let's say we stick with LR Insurance. Click on that. Now my next step is to indicate what I'm looking for. Do I want to look at anything that is listed as unpaid, paid, or everything all together? So what we can do is click on Search, and this will pull any accounts that have the effective dates that need to be reconciled for the month of November. So these are all effective dates for the month of November. So as you can see, I only have one account here. I don't have 2 for Albert. I should have a homeowners also, and I don't. So what I would need to do is now search for this. So we'll do a search for all. And as you can see now, it shows the homeowners policy that was left at net. It shows that the total commission due is $700 and total commission received is $700. So in order to correct that, that information, I do need to go back to Utilities, go to Insurance Company, select that line of business, there we go, and change that to gross. Okay, so once I do that, I can come into Albert's account, go to Commission Breakdown, and I'll need to reset the commission information. Reset is the option here at the bottom. Once you click on that, it resets the information that you've changed in Utilities automatically. Without doing that, without selecting Reset, it will not pick up on the change. So as you can see now, I have this listed as gross. Now my last step here to correct it is to go to Company Billing. And as you can see, it's still showing that it received the $700 amount. So I'll need to go in, and you do need to have permission level for this. Click on Delete, and delete that line item. So now it shows that you have a $700 commission due to you from the insurance company. So if I go back to my reports in my commission reconciliation report, okay, now I can go ahead and search for these dates. I can search for anything unpaid. Click on All Right. Click on OK, and now you can see I have both line items that are ready to be reconciled. So what I need to do now is indicate exactly how much am I reconciling. If it's the total amount, to just enter that amount directly from the statement that you received from the insurance company. If the insurance company is only paying a portion of that commission, then you would enter that portion. Let's say out of 140, they're only paying you $70. Enter that amount. So now it indicates that you received that amount there. Now, the area that you're seeing right now is is the policies to be reconciled area, and this means that they're just in pending status waiting for you to reconcile. Once you're done reconciling all the information that's in that insurance statement, then you have two options. You can select to apply all payments, which will do exactly that. It'll apply all the payments that you've entered and that are in pending status. Or you can hit apply and print, and what this does is it'll apply all the payments that you've entered and reconciled, and it'll also allow you to print a report. So if I click on apply and print, it gives me a total of what exactly I'm reconciling, and then it gives me a report that I can print out that tells me exactly what commissions were paid to me. Now I have a choice of printing this out or to export this to Excel. Once I'm done, I can click on return, and as you can see, all the records have been cleaned up. So now I'm ready. Once I've done my reconciliation on the agency side, I can reconcile on the producer or agent side. So we can go back to our reconciliation area, and now I'm going to go into producer reconciliation. Again, click on open. Now my dates are a little bit different. These will pull automatically by transaction date. If I want to use effective dates of the policy, I can click on this box here on the left-hand side to use effective dates for my search. Again, I can choose which agency I want to reconcile for. I can also choose a specific producer, or I can choose all. If I want to choose to reconcile for everyone at one time, I can also do that. We'll go ahead and reconcile for this person here, for our new producer. Again, I can see only unpaid commissions, paid, or everything put together. When you're ready, just click on search. And now I have my two accounts that I just reconciled on the insurance agency side that are ready to be reconciled here. And it tells you automatically the total commission that is due on each one of them, what is due to date, if there's anything paid to date on this account, and what is due now. So if I agree that what's due now is this amount, based on the information I entered on the agency side, I can simply click on this box on the left-hand side, and it'll also automatically fill in that amount without me having to do it here on the right-hand side under paid now. Now let's say, for example, I'm only going to reconcile a portion. I know what the total due now is $350 on this account, but let's say, for example, I wanted to reconcile only a small portion of this. I'm only going to give them, say, $125 out of this. I can go ahead and enter that amount, click in OK, and now it tells me right here that that's the amount that I'm paying. Again, once I'm done entering this information, I can either click on Apply All Payments to reconcile it, or Apply and Print, which will give me the report that I can either print for the producer, or I can export it to Excel. Once you're done, just click on Return, and you're done reconciling. Okay. Now, if I have a portion, the last area that we're going to look at real quick is editing the information that is on the policy screen, or the commission information. If, for example, you have a reason that maybe your standard commission that is paid to your agency is 20%, but for whatever reason it's slightly different for this policy. Let's say you've written a policy that under this policy or under this insurance company that is subject to a different percentage, or you need to change that percentage amount in the commission section. You can manually do that just by going to Commission Breakdown, highlighting the commission percentage, and entering the amount that is actually being paid to you. So let's say that is 15%. You can go ahead and change that information. Okay, and that's basically how you can edit any commission information onto the policy screen on a fly. Now, this change does not affect anything in utilities. It is only specific to this insurance, to this particular policy. All right, and that basically covers our webinar for today. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the question section here, in this section here, and we will be more than happy to answer your questions for you. Thank you all for attending, and have a great day.